Hey, what's up guys? It's One Way Up here, back with another video. I know it's been a very long time since I've done a video, but I happen to be driving a nice vehicle and I thought I would present it to you guys. So I'm just gonna jump straight into it. So in front of you I do have the 2021 Infiniti QX80. Now this is Nissan's ultra large luxury SUV, which competes with other large luxury SUVs such as the Cadillac Escalade, the GMC Denali, the Mercedes GLS 450, BMW X7, and there are other vehicles in the segment as well from Lexus. So looking at this 2021 QX80, it is currently in its second generation. This is about 11 years into it with this 2021 model. Now they haven't really changed too much with the QX80, formerly known as the QX56. Overall, the body style and the platform pretty much remain the same. They've done subtle updates to certain accents on the exterior and interior of the vehicle. It does have a nice big bold front grille with a nice badge, Infiniti badge in the middle. I do like the headlights, the full LED headlights that they have on here. Moving over to the side of the vehicle, it has some nice brushed silver rims. Don't know how many inches it is, but it looks like it's about 19-20 inches. Going along the side of the vehicle, you do have chrome accents along the door handles, on this little pillar here, and also running along the side of the windows and all around the top as well. Now, one thing that they did that I really appreciated with the Infiniti QX80 is how they updated the rear of the vehicle. The previous taillights on the Infiniti QX80 and QX56 for this platform, I felt like it looked very outdated. So one of the things that they really did to improve it was add the shape of the lights kind of curves around the side, which I do like that. And also this chrome Infiniti badge running along, connecting the two headlights. And moving over to the back right corner of the vehicle, giving you guys another look at the vehicle profile from this angle. It's a boxy shape, but nonetheless it feels very comfortable when you're inside. It sits nice and high up, and that's one thing I do appreciate about big large SUVs. The feeling of sitting high up is very comfortable, and it makes you feel like you're in a big comfortable car and safer car. Now, one thing that they haven't really changed for the 2021 model year is their key. This key has been around in the Nissans for a very long time, but the car does come with remote start. Also has keyless entry along with this button to lock and unlock the door handles. Opening up the car, this is the base trim, which is the Luxe. This car comes in 3 trim levels: the Luxe, the Premier, and also the Sensory, all going from $71,000 starting MSRP up to about $84,000. But here, giving you guys a look at this interior. It's a black interior, leather of course. I must say that these seats are very comfortable. Now, stepping into the vehicle, I'm just gonna start the car with the push to start button to the right of the steering wheel, like most vehicles. Then I'm gonna pop the hood and show you what's going on underneath the. Okay, so opening up the hood of the vehicle, this car comes with a 5.6 liter V8, of course, as you can see with the big V8 badge right there. It puts out 400 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque. So this vehicle does give you a good amount of power in the segment. You know, it feels smooth, and then when you put your foot down, this car can really get going, which is something that's needed in the segment, especially when you're pushing a lot of weight. So now stepping back into the vehicle, I must say one of the first things I noticed before closing the door is this handle is really nice and plush, and it's lined in leather. Top is obviously going to be lined in leather. Now, one thing I don't like is how it's plastic down here. I'm not sure if on the Premier and Luxe trims they lined it with a softer material, but that's how they have this vehicle spec'd out. Moving over to the side, you do have your automatic trunk release. You have heated steering wheel. You do have these sensors which do help with braking. I'm going to close the door. Moving over to the steering wheel, people can have mixed feelings on how the steering wheel is laid out. I don't really have any issues with the steering wheel, but one thing I do really like about this steering wheel is how it has a wood trim going all around the perimeter of the steering wheel, which adds a nice luxury feel and touch to it. You have your adaptive cruise control, sensors to help you with your cruise control. I do really like about this vehicle is that you don't have to put adaptive cruise control on for the vehicle to automatically brake when there's a car in front of you. So that's one feature I was very happy to see in this car. Definitely does make your driving experience much easier. If you guys look at the gauge cluster, it's a pretty standard, straightforward gauge cluster. It's been in all their other vehicles. Doesn't really look that much different in this one. You do have different options as you can cycle through the buttons on the steering wheel to go through some of your vehicle options, see your gauge levels, little compass for you, fuel economy, all that normal stuff you see in other Nissan and Infiniti products as well. So moving over to the center screen, well, there's two screens. So Infiniti has been using this dual screen setup in some of their other vehicles, and some people have good things to say about it, other people have bad things to say about it. One thing I will say is that sometimes I do find it very useful when you're using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay to have your navigation screen on the top, but also being able to navigate through other menu options without having to exit out of the screen, which is very useful while it's up and you're using a navigation destination. But I will say that they could put a bigger screen, and that will help them save more space in the center console so that they can use it for other things like accent materials and to change the design layout. But on the 2022 model year, they did get rid of the dual screen layout and go with the larger 12.3 inch screen like in the Nissan Armada. But to just walk you guys through the screen, the top screen is more for your map, but it does look outdated, especially for 2021. So I do support their decision to get rid of that screen and put everything into one screen. The bottom screen is more so for your audio controls, your climate, and you do have a home menu where you can cycle through your apps. Pretty much, their same infotainment system they've used in their other Infiniti's products. It does look better than Nissan's infotainment system, of course, and you should expect that because you are paying for their luxury vehicle, but it is pretty straightforward, easy to use. Climate controls are along the side of the screen. It is a pretty interesting setup as to how they did it. They have it split on both sides of the screen instead of keeping it in one section, either underneath to the screen, but that's how they decided to go with it. You do also have a climate button where you can go into it, but I don't like how you can't adjust the temperature through the screen. It has to be done from the side. So they could have done a little bit of a better job with how they've laid out the climate controls, but that is one of the downsides of having a dual screen. Maybe they felt like this was the best way they could do it with the space that they had. You do have two USB ports. You have your newer one, which is the USB-C that a lot of people are using nowadays, and you have your older one as well. You do have 12-volt power outlet over here. A little section to put your phone, which is nice and lined in a soft material. You do have a little bit of storage space right here, and two cup holders. One thing I do like about luxury cars, well, some that they do, is that they have a little feature where you can put away the cup holder to give it a nice sleek look, especially when you're not in the car or if you don't have anything in those cup holders. So I do like that they have this nice design running along this material. I don't think this is real wood, but nonetheless, it does look nice. I do like the stitching that they have as well, running alongside the sides of this part of the console by the screens, and it does go along the seats as well and the doors. So moving over to this section, you do have an option to get this vehicle in 4-wheel drive. It does come in rear-wheel drive as standard on all trims. This is the option for snow mode, traction control off, and you could use this knob to control the map if you want to zoom in and out, and also go back into different parts of it. Points of interest, audio source. Yeah, so I can't see the reason why they decided to do away with the 2-screen layout, because some of this is unnecessary. I don't need to have an option to control my audio source on the top screen when I can just do it through the bottom screen, and there's a button for it. So moving over to the center armrest, it's nice material, nice and flat and soft. When you open it, it's only one compartment, but you do get a decent amount of space in there. Moving up to the rearview mirror, you do have the option to have it with a camera in it, so you can use the regular mirror like that, or you can switch it with the little flap to the having a camera, which I do prefer the camera. And they do have different options you can do to adjust the camera, such as the brightness, the angle at which it shows, the pitch from left to right, rotation, and you can turn on and off the auto dimming, which is very useful. Don't see why anyone would want to take it off, but that is an option. I do like this design that they have running alongside the doors and part of the dash, which is very nice. Now, it doesn't look like it's real wood, but like I said, it does look nice, and I like how it continues down here as well. One thing I do like that it comes with the Bose 13 speaker sound system. The sound system sounds great in this car. I have no complaints about it. Got the Bose badge right there. A little bit more stitching running along the top of the dash. Now I'm going to step out and show you the second row. Now this car is pretty high, so it does come with a little door sill for assistance with getting in and out of the vehicle. Moving over to the second row, I do like how they continue that nice design into the second door, and I like the speaker, and there's a nice touch with the chrome lining around it. Materials are still soft in the second row as well. I do like this handle. And then showing you the second row of the vehicle, that accent material also runs into the second row's armrest as well. While sitting in the second row, you do have some controls back here. Charging, climate controls, armrests where you can open the cup holders, and they can also be hidden away. I do apologize for it being a little bit dirty. And you do have a very good amount of storage in the second row armrest. Now, as far as space, plenty of space in the second row. You should have no issues transporting large adults. I'm 6'3", and I have the seats set a little bit further back than how I normally drive, and I still have about a couple inches of leg room from my knees to the seat in front of me. Plenty of space for my feet to move around with no issues. And also, another good thing about this car is that the seats can recline a little bit. Car does have only a sunroof for the front, so not for the second row, which is a bit disappointing, especially for a car of this price tag. But the second row does look very nice. So now I'm going to step out and show you guys the trunk space. Car does have an option to be both automatic and not automatic for the trunk release, but I don't see a reason why you would want to take it off. So currently the third row is folded down. When it's folded down, you get above 49.6 cubic feet of space. When it's up, you do have about 16.9 cubic feet of space. You do have these buttons to automatically fold it and bring it up and down, which is very useful. Let's see, for some reason, oh, there we go. Process is a little slow, but it is much easier than having to do it yourself. And it is a 30-40 split from what it looks like. Got some cup holders, and you do have buttons to fold the seat in front of you if you are sitting in the third row, which is cool. Now, I'm not going to get into the third row, but you do have less space than the second row, but you can fit some shorter adults back here, or definitely some kids. Okay, so my final thoughts on the QX80. So, price tag starting at around $71,000 for the base model, going up to 84. So you are competing with higher end luxury SUVs that are in the same segment. I personally don't have any major issues with this vehicle. Now the price tag could be a little lower, like what they do with their Q50 and smaller SUVs, but the car does handle nicely. It's very comfortable to drive. I've been driving this car for about 5 hours yesterday and had no pains or any issues after the long drive. Now they are in the need of a refresh, so I am looking forward to see what they do with their next generation of the QX80. But it is a nice vehicle. I do feel like it's a bit underrated. One of the things holding it back is the price tag, but it is still a nice vehicle overall. So this is a vehicle you can consider looking at if you're looking for vehicles in that market of ultra luxury SUVs. But this being the base model, if you're gonna look for more features, you're gonna have to step it up, and once you start stepping it up, then you will probably be considering other vehicles like Mercedes GLS and things of that nature. Now it does have a nice motor, you know, plenty of power, so you can get one of these used. They don't really change it too much over the years, so if you're a big Infiniti fan, you know, definitely go for it. But it really depends on what you're looking for. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.